Hey everybody, welcome to another Casual Sketch Wednesday. This is Giggy the Kid. Guess what? This is the last video in May. Oh my gosh. This month went by so quick. So that means the monster topic this is the last one in the monster topics. Next month, a new topic. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I haven't decided. But, I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, as always, send them on over. I'm also kind of thinking of maybe doing away with the topics altogether and just drawing whatever comes to mind, and then maybe talking about it or even structuring it a little bit different. Maybe focus it a little more on techniques, maybe style, maybe reference, who knows? It's all open. But anyways, as you can see here, this week I'm drawing a monster that is from a book series that is near and dear to me, and that's the Dresden Files. If you haven't read it, go pick it up. It's fantastic. Even I've listened to the audiobooks, and I listen to them when I go to work, and it's just, man, it's so cool. It's about a wizard who it's set in modern day Chicago, and he's also a private eye, and he doesn't hide the fact that he's a wizard. He's an actual honest to goodness wizard, and he just advertises in the newspaper, I'm a wizard, I'll find things. And he gets into all kinds of crazy mysteries and stories. It's really fantastic. My favorite series of all time. And in the books, they have vampires. They have all kinds of monsters, but vampires specifically, there are many different kinds of vampires, and they call them the vampire courts. There's black vampire court, there's the white vampire court, and this one, I think there's a few others that I haven't read into yet, but this one is the red vampire court. And in this court, they also, the vampires have different characteristics. They all suck blood or feed on life energy, but this one specifically is like your typical ugly bat-looking thing. And the way these are is they actually look like bats. They're described as shiny, black, leathery skin, flabby skin. And what they do is they cram themselves into their disguises of human bodies, and that's how they interact with people. So you usually see them as regular old people walking around until he gets into fights with them and smashes them over the head or something, and they start peeling back and their true inner vampire starts showing. In this sketch right now, what I'm doing is, as you can see, I started just like I mentioned in the previous video, I'm trying to incorporate a lot more story into my drawings, because I want to ground the characters that I draw in a little more of there's a little more narrative, and let you feel and think that there's some kind of story going on behind here, and rather than just showing you a picture of this is what a black court vampire or a red court vampire looks like. So I started drawing the form of a person on the ground, because I knew I wanted this vampire to be standing over a victim. And as I was drawing it, I wanted to have him, or it rather, I wanted to have it leaning on its arms, and I wanted a sense of weight. So I started drawing it, and the poses just weren't coming through. So as you saw me just do, I went to the page over, the one on the right, and just started doing really quick sketches. And it was kind of a way to get through, to kind of work through some standard poses. You see the one on the top left of the right page, that's your first go. And sometimes you just got to work through these things and, just get some doodles down to kind of go through some poses and kind of work through and make sure what you put down isn't just the first thing you think of, because oftentimes when you put stuff down, it's just, you could do better. So anyways, and in this case, I definitely thought I liked the pose that I ended up drawing. The first ones were kind of just, it was interesting. He was leaned over, boring, but this one's definitely a lot cooler. I especially liked the way I have the shoulder kind of jutting up like that. The vampire's right shoulder, as if he's putting weight on it. And then I wanted the left hand kind of either gripping or caressing the head of the victim as if he's about to eat it, or he just finished drinking some blood and he started to notice the viewer, look up and see the viewer watching, making you feel, the viewer, think that maybe he just noticed you and he's about to come over and maybe take you for his next victim. And here's another example of like working through an idea which ended up not working out. I started drawing the wings, kind of like I imagined this creature, this monster, to have bat-type wings, but maybe more similar to a flying squirrel's wings, where the skin is stretched out between the forearms and the legs. And I started drawing this flappy thing, like as if it had some tougher skin over there where it kind of like stiffened up so he could catch wind and still jump. But it looked silly. So I ended up erasing it. And you'll see later in the sketch, I draw it a little more elegant. And I think the way I shaped the wings, it just was disrupting the form of the character. Oh, look at that tongue also. I wanted that tongue kind of like just nasty. These things are supposed to be gross looking, nasty, slimy, just kind of icky, give you the heebie-jeebies when you see them. The red cord vampires, although they are very tough and scary looking, there's not anything special about how you have to kill them. They're just really, really tough. You can shoot them. You can burning them is the best. Holy water. That there's a whole in the series. There's a whole way he explains. Jim Butcher, the author, explains the way holy symbols and relics and things like that work. You have to truly believe in the thing. So if it's a crucifix, or for Harry, he believes in wizardry and in magic, and so he has his own symbol that he can use just like a crucifix to ward off different kinds of creatures. There you can see in the character that I just drew the wings in, and I had them drape over, kind of stretch a little bit over the legs, and I kind of like that a lot better. I felt like it was true to the form of the character and showed off the shape a little bit better, and was creepier. It wasn't so silly like a flying squirrel. It's hard to believe, I'm going to say it again, it's hard to believe that this month flew by so quickly. This has been really fun. drawing for you guys, hanging out. I think I'm hooked, guys. I think I'm gonna continue doing this. Something to note here, in the start of this sketch, I started using this blue pencil, and it's a full leaded pencil, and I was able to get most of the lines down with it, but like later on you see me switch into my this silver pencil. It's also a mechanical pencil. It has a softer lead, and I realized halfway through the drawing that the lead in that blue pencil I was using was way too hard. I was actually digging into the piece of paper, and it wasn't feeling great. So I find drawing on softer leaded pencils, even if it's a softer leaded mechanical pencil, I enjoy it more. I feel like you get this nicer, not so robotic line, and you don't have to push down so hard onto the paper where you're kind of almost scratching it off. There with the blue one, I kept trying to put down lines, and it was actually making indentations. I wouldn't be surprised if the page behind this has the same drawing on it. Yes, get those spots and warts and bumps and stuff all on there. You gotta do a little detail, Right here I decided to pull out the Copic marker just to push the shadows a little more. Alright guys, this video's coming to a close. Last episode of March, no, of May. So next month, tune in, June, who knows what it'll be. Maybe it'll be a new topic. Maybe I'll just go rogue and just do whatever comes to mind. But this one was a fun month. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you next week, next Wednesday. This is Giggy signing off. Take it easy and stay steezy.